Hey everyone, Kyle Kramer here, the Executive Director, and I am joined by a trinity of amazing folks. We've got Joe Phelps here, Reverend Joe Phelps, retired Highland Baptist pastor. We have Di Kerrigan and Debbie Laporte. And these three powerhouse folks are the facilitators for an ongoing series of classes we have called Listen, Learn, Act for Racial Equity. Finding a path forward and finding a path forward in various areas. So Joe, I'd like to pass the baton to you. Can you tell us how this this course series got started and what y'all are doing?
Sure. I'm honored to be part of the Earth and Spirit community, and we were already doing some classes on racial equity. And two of the people within our community, Deborah Laporte and Di Kerrigan, also were awakened in the summer of 2020 to racial injustice in Louisville. They created the White Women Demand Justice for Breonna Taylor, which is now White Women Listen, Learn, Act. And together now we've tried to create not just a class, but a movement within the Earth and Spirit community to not only practice what we preach or make progress on what we protested about, but really to become allies or accomplices in the whole work of racial justice. We got awakened, and that was great. We were morally outraged. Now we have to become spiritually equipped and strategically efficient in how do we get things done on behalf of or in concert with, really, the Black community. So we're taking their lead, using their document, A Path Forward, put out by the Urban League and others, and we're trying to find our place in it as accomplices.
Okay. So Debbie, Joe mentioned the Urban League and other organizations document A Path Forward, which I know has a variety of areas of concern or ways that the torn fabric of Louisville society can be mended. Tell us about this upcoming spring version of this class. What topic are you all going to dive into, and how are you going to engage it?
Well, the topic that we're going to engage in this semester is education. And in the document, for those of you that know it, it will outline what issues are and what is suggested be done about them. And then beneath each section is a phrase, who needs to act? And the first one listed in every section is, in capital letters, you.
You.
So you, us, all of us. And so this course is going to, through speakers and readings and recordings, it's going to study the issue of racial injustice in education, specifically in this community, but all over. And participants can expect to leave this course with a sense of not just deepened understanding of the racial issues and their impact, but what they can do. I went back and looked at evaluations from last semester just to find out what other participants thought they gained from the class. And they all said they were so glad to hear directly from Black leaders in the community that didn't come with theories, but they helped us break through assumptions, and they gave us specific real life solutions that we could use to start moving this needle.
And they were solutions that were doable, that we could do. We had the capacity to do.
Right. Okay. So two really important things I heard in what you said there, Debbie, is your incorporation of Black speakers and other facilitators. So you're really hearing from a variety of folks who have their boots on the ground. And I guess that's the second point, that this is a boots on the ground kind of experience, movement, as Joe called it, not just a course. It's not just academic knowledge, learning about some document. It is learning how to engage these issues in concert with the Black community in Louisville. Fantastic. So Di, who could benefit from this course? Who or I keep calling it a course, this movement. Who do you want to join this movement? Well, you, right?
Me, you. Kyle, I think, one of the things that I wanted to make sure that everybody knows is that it's not just if you have kids and you should be worried about education. It really steps way out in front of that. And by that, I mean, when the document was drafted and published, it identified 5 areas where there is just a huge racial inequity, and education, their jobs, justice, health, education, housing, and they all intersect, they all overlap. Without one being fixed, you can't fix the other one. So education is so important to our future, as you know, this community, but as Deb said, all over. It's a countrywide, worldwide problem. And so I think that if you look at it that way, I think everyone in our community that cares about racism, you know, inequities, should be, you know, very interested in joining us for this movement. One of the things that I've been thinking about is how last time at our class we had Sadiqa Reynolds open up. She was the primary person that drafted the document, and one of the things she said, she talked about is how everything is interwoven, and how if you have something like education, without education, it leads to poverty, it leads to desperation, which leads to crime, which leads to incarceration, addictions, all of these things that just keep on circling back. That's where I think that if we, as a community, will take each of these issues individually and understand them, we can start seeing how to create a path forward for us.
Fantastic. So I just quick details and logistics on this. This movement/course gets going in February on the 15th. It's going to run for 6 Tuesday mornings from 11 to 12:30, offered both here in person at the Earth and Spirit Center and simultaneously online in a web hybrid format via Zoom. So everybody is welcome. Again, everybody, Black or white, young or old, rich or poor. It sounds like all of us can benefit, those of us who have any sort of investment in racial equity generally, and particularly equity issues in Louisville and this area. And I should also add that we are offering this for free. We are offering this on a donations basis for the good of the community. Obviously, we hope folks will make a donation and help support the work of the Earth and Spirit Center, but we don't want cost to be a barrier for anyone to learn and to join this movement. So I really appreciate the work of you three, this brave work that you have done for a long time, and have put on steroids of late with this document and this movement. So thank you all, and we can't wait to see everybody in the spring.